I share what I'm listening to and my thoughts on music and the business daily for free at helloyassine.com.
What's poppin', y'all? We gotta talk about TDE not missing when it comes to fostering these stars, because this is gonna be the second female artist that they're gonna turn into a star after SZA, of course. And, you know, it's not just them, it's the music, but the way that they're able to leverage good music into stardom is, man, I don't know if it's second to anyone right now. And this is something that J. Cole may have to take note of, or Dreamville, or whatever they've got going on, because Doechii is being seen everywhere. And I sent a tweet out the other day. Keep in mind, pre-Grammy, we were not hearing about Doechii like that. Let's be honest. She had her own fan base, and there were a lot of women that were listening to her, of course. But for her to escape out of that, and to not just be listened to by men, because I listened to her album that won a Grammy. It was a great album, by the way. I did it on stream. It's on Patreon. You can check it out there. But I enjoyed it. But the Grammys is what made me realize, oh, what the hell? Who's Doechii? And why? Well, I knew who she was, but there hadn't been enough that had happened to spur me to take action to listen to her stuff. So I listened, and then I enjoyed it. And then, of course, she had the beef with Azalea Banks, which I wrote about and made a video about on the main channel. You should check that out. I will have it in the description or the pinned comment, maybe. But it's about like Kendrick kind of starting this beef between them. But I tweeted and I said, TDE has definitely been ramping up the amount we're seeing Doechii. Prior to the Grammys, it was nearly crickets, other than within her own subgenre and fan base. Now, even the haters are circling around in conversations about her, which only means she's on the way up. For instance, Academics TV, one of his side pages, had posted this thing on, which was a reply to someone else. So it's not just that this academics page that is hating on her, it's just posting what someone else is saying and what a lot of people are agreeing with. So he posts and says, fans are questioning the legitimacy of TDE artist Doechii streams after she was allegedly caught botting her own tweets. Now, what happened in the tweets is that she put out this tweet and it got a ridiculous amount of likes, but barely any comments. I had like 20 comments on or something on it. And people were looking around like, yo, what the hell is going on here? Well, newsflash, everyone is doing this, or the large majority of them are doing this. But I will give her the benefit of the doubt and say, not the benefit of the doubt, I will say that there's a possibility that she was not the one that botted her own stuff. And of course, she would never be the one that's actually pressing it. But it could just be someone else that doesn't like her, that wants to push the narrative that she's botting and botting her for that sake. This is quite unlikely, because why would somebody dislike her that much to go to these lengths? But this is something that I've seen happen. I've seen somebody not like someone else. They bot their followers up, and then they just make fun of them for having botted followers when they're the ones that botted the followers. But the tweet was in reference to the numbers being reported for Doechii's song Nissan Altima passing 100 million streams on Spotify. And then somebody says, like this if you've not heard the song before. And then it's got 37,000 likes. And then someone said, like J. Cole said, how many faking they streams getting plays from machines? Well, if the song has 100 million streams, let's just say the average person listened to the song twice, 3 times, not considering her super fans, that's about, 30 million people? And there are fans that if you enjoy a song, you're going to listen to it more than 3 times, maybe 5, 10, 15, 20. Regardless, let's be conservative or liberal, whatever you want to call it. 30 million people. Yeah, let's be liberal with the number. 30 million people hearing about Doechii. That's what, 10% of the US population or less? So 37,000 people saying they haven't heard that song before doesn't mean anything. Now, if the song was number 1, okay, now we've got a question. If the song was top 10, okay, now we've got a legitimate question. So it almost, to me, it feels like there are fans being flamed on both sides, which is the most brilliant thing you could possibly do. You cannot just have love for an artist and just promote them with love and positivity and people messing with them and they're like, oh, they're great, they're great. And of course, having a Grammy Award does help with that. And you're the second female rapper to ever win that Grammy Award category after Lauryn Hill, or actually the third after Cardi B. We don't count Cardi B's. We delegitimized her victory. Hey, call it what you want. You call me a hater if you want. It is what it is. And then another post starts to get spread around, and it's her. It says, Doechii was swarmed by a mob of fans at her meet and greet in Paris today. I'm going to play you guys a short clip of that. So you see her, you see all these fans around her, people filming her, and this is a small, narrow corridor. You see her getting carried around by security too. This is odd. I'm not gonna. I don't. When the first reaction, my gut reaction to this is this doesn't add up. That's my honest reaction. And perhaps it's possible. And people were saying that it's a meet and greet for an album. There's another clip from here where she addresses her fans. And I want to play this. This is a positive thing. She is very, very good at leading these people and making sure that they feel noticed. Let me play you guys the clip.
Hold on. Can y'all hear me? Yeah. I want to make my way down, but I need y'all to safely make room so I can go to this side and take more pictures, okay? Okay. Wait. Let's be safe. Let's be calm, okay? Okay. Go.
Let's go. Passage, s'il vous plaît.
Can you just say cheese over to the other store? See the gap?
Pass.
You good, Mo?
I'm good. We love you.
You really have to right here in this place. Open up. Just make a hole. Open up. Let me down.
So she handled this brilliantly. She probably learned this from Nicki Minaj. Nicki Minaj handles her fan interactions in a very, very similar light. And Nicki Minaj's fans love her. And then even after that, you've got Zeus, who talks about it on his Twitter. And he says, the Doechii hate on this app is the most forced thing I've seen in a while, LOL. And someone has a brilliant reply, which is just as forced as the Doechii love. And I think she's always had a fan base behind her, but the hate, I believe, is intentional. I think they're faking hate for Doechii. Or they're fanning the flames of hate on Doechii. So you have this polarizing figure. Because think about it. Ye, polarizing. Jay, it depends. Nicki, quite polarizing. Cardi B, quite polarizing. You've never had a star really take off if there weren't a ton of people saying, I don't believe this. Oh, this is fake. This is an industry plant. And on the opposite side, you get engagement being created because people that have been fans of her for years start to argue with these people. So now it feeds her. Now she's a topic that people are talking about and having discussions about and arguments about. That's the best thing you can have. And then the odd thing that I found was a song that was already released with Sleepy Hollow, which was a remix to Somebody That I Used to Know, the song. It surfaces again, and it's popular again on TikTok somehow. It's almost like this is a perfect storm of everything happening to Doechii's favor. And I hope she realizes that her team is working overtime to make this happen. Things like this don't happen on coincidence. Not blocks falling on multiple different platforms all at once in the span of a couple of weeks, and then in the following months after you just won a Grammy. This is all orchestrated. I wish I knew who was orchestrating this because, hats off to you, man. You're brilliant. But she explains why this song Anxiety is officially releasing now in this Twitter video. So I'm going to play you guys that clip.
Okay, so I'm going to break down this lore to people who don't understand it. So I'm dropping a song called Anxiety. Now, you may be thinking Anxiety already came out. So Sleepy Hollow, amazing artist, by the way, he dropped a song called Anxiety where he was sampling my song called Anxiety. But my song is using the sample of Somebody I Used to Know. And then I took that beat, Somebody I Used to Know, and I made my own song on top of it called Anxiety. So then I dropped that song on YouTube. It never hit streaming, and then Sleepy Hollow sampled that. It got approved, and then that song blew up. And now people are finding the original version that I did on YouTube, and that's blowing up on TikTok. And it's Anxiety, keep on trying. And now people want me to release the full version, and we're here. And I'm releasing that. It's coming out. So y'all can enjoy the full version, and that's the lore behind Anxiety.
So as confusing as this was, I was just as confused as you were hearing it. She gives a pretty decent explanation, and this song is taking off. And you know how I know that she's basically guaranteed success? Man, they're comparing this song to Drake. These are some crazy narratives that they're trying to plant. Because they said, and I'm going to read this tweet to you guys, one of these Doechii fans. Doechii earned her biggest streaming day of all time on Spotify on March 6th with 21 million streams. She's the fourth female rapper to receive 20 million streams in a single day in Spotify history. This is one of those stats. This is a fan page stat, so it's not a real stat. It's just, oh, this person is the first or second to do something that we're like, yo, doesn't this happen all the time? But the important tweet is that people are comparing her to Drake's album and saying that her new song, Anxiety, is outstreaming every song on Drake's project. And that is quite impressive, and that's a good angle to spread. And that song is kind of catchy. The thing is, they're taking a sample from a song that is already popular, and of course it's going to outstream the music on Drake's album. But let's come back in 2 months and let's see if it's still doing that in daily streams. That's the important thing. Drake dropped a whole album. She's just dropping a single that already had a ton of hype from TikTok, if we want to call it that, TikTok, quote unquote. But yeah, TDE's got themselves the next female rap star, and I don't think anybody should complain. Who else would be a star or should be a star? I don't think there's anything you can genuinely say that's negative about this. People have been coming at her for this one clip in an interview with Hot Ones where she said that being a straight man was the biggest red flag when dating, and then someone replies, oh, she's one of them, with 35k likes. And this was actually such a funny response. I don't care that she says something like that. I do understand what he means. And I saw this one clip of this, I think it was like a YouTuber, this chick that was dancing to Doechii's music. And then I saw her and I thought, oh, I get Doechii's fan base. And I don't fall into that fan base. I enjoy her music. But this is going to be great for her because the fan base that she attracts, the core fan base at least, is the one that's liable to not only argue on her behalf, but get made fun of by the rest of hip hop. So this is going to be a very entertaining next couple of months and years with her. But let me know what you guys think in the comments.
Like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell if you enjoyed. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram.
Go to helloyassine.com, and I'll see you in the next one.
Thank you for watching. Peace.